Debbie, a little bit about myself. I'm an ESL teacher. Actually, I recently retired. I taught English as a second language for about 30 years.
Wow.
And I've taught students from all over the world, and I've taught a lot of teachers as well. So I was really excited when I saw what English B'Yachad was doing, and I thought if there's any way I can help, that would be great.
Struggle.
So I want to talk about common errors, but I especially also want to talk about spoken English and pronunciation, because I think that's one of the areas that native speakers can help the most with. Grammar in English is really, really tricky. The kinds of grammar that students need are the rules are really, really fine-grained. But in terms of pronunciation, you folks are perfect models of native speaker English. So there are a couple things that I can show you that I think you'll be able to work with your students pretty easily. One of the things that I want to talk about is vowel sounds of English. Any idea how many vowels English has? A, E, I, O, U?
And sometimes Y, right?
So English has about 14 or 15 vowels actually, which is, we have like way more vowels than any sensible language should have. Hebrew has 5, but we have 14 or 15. If you come from the South, you might have even more. So we're going to talk about what the vowels of English are, how you can work with your students, what the problems are. I want to talk about some of the problems that students have with a couple of the consonant sounds, including the TH sound. And we may get to linking, how we link words together in English. It's really, really predictable. And we'll see where we go from there. So on the left side of the screen is something called the International Phonetic Alphabet. This whole thing about long A, long E, short E is completely made up for Americans and doesn't really exist except in our minds. And the rest of the world doesn't use this. They use the International Phonetic Alphabet, which you see on the left. But that's pretty cumbersome for you to learn and then to use with your students. So instead, what I like to do is I like to have a keyword for each of the vowel sounds. And a while ago, a friend of mine said, well, most of the vowels you could talk about in terms of a color. So we've got the E, the green sound, and then we've got the I, pink. Could you guys say that for me? Green.
Green.
And then pink.
Pink.
Pink. What do you notice about when you say green and then go to pink? What do you notice is different in the way you're kind of holding your mouth? E versus I. Go ahead and try it. Sound it out. Green, pink. Green. Which one of these is more tense? And don't try and think it through. Actually say it. Green, pink. Which one feels more tense to you? And if you want to do this, green, pink. Okay. What do you think?
No,
which one's more tense?
I think we don't know what you mean by the word tense there, Bob.
Which one has more tension in your mouth? Green, pink.
Green.
Green, yeah. And if I were to say gray, red, try those two. See which one has more tension in your mouth. Gray, red. You're not, again, don't think it, actually say it.
Gray.
Red.
Red.
And you see that gray feels kind of tense, yes, and red feels kind of relaxed. This is the way the English vowel system works. It's really a crazy system. Most sensible languages in the world don't use this tense, relaxed system, but English does. We have these words, green, pink, gray, red. And your Israeli students have one sound, pink. And so, yeah, you've heard them say that. And so a lot of times what you need to do is you need to say, no, that sound needs to be more tense. And you got to help them understand tense means your mouth is more tense. Your lips are more spread. Green, pink, gray, red. The next sound ah, black. Nobody likes this. It's a sound that's found in very few languages. Your Israeli students want to say black because they think that black sounds ugly. You know, somebody once said English is the language you speak with a mouthful of hot potatoes. And it's true. And so you need to open your mouth nice and wide. Black, black. Anyway, this is kind of a list of keywords. And so I think when you talk with your students, it's not really helpful to talk about the long A, the short A, but it is helpful to have a keyword for each sound. That's the green sound. That's the Bob sound. And so if you look through these sounds over here, green, I'll go through them once with you. Green, pink, gray, red, black, and then Bob, ooh, blue, wood. And by the way, that double O is the most irregular spelling in English. And if you're looking for spelling hints to when it's ooh and when it's you're not going to find them. So that is one of the things that just has to be memorized. Oh, yellow, coffee. You folks are not from the West Coast, but if you're from the West Coast, people don't have the in coffee, or as my mom would say, coffee. But instead they just have one sound. So anybody listening to this video from the West Coast and you're looking for in coffee, you don't have it. The next sound is like in plum. And then we've got 3 diphthongs, I, oi, and ow. We've got an sound, which this little upside down E is actually called the schwa sound. We got the word from Hebrew. And the last one is an So we'll certainly give you some more materials, but the takeaway from this little section is that you should have a keyword. So when you talk with students about the sounds, use one of these words to refer to them. You always can kind of go back, no, that's not the black sound, it's the Bob sound. It's not the pink sound, you need the green sound here. Okay, let me cue up my video if I can. And I want to, I'm going to take you through a little bit of a pronunciation lesson I had with a student that I was working with. And so I'm going to share the screen. So I'm working here with a pretty advanced student. That's okay, you know. If there was nothing to improve, you wouldn't be here. Okay, so there are a lot of good things that you're doing right, but there's a couple of problems that you're having mistakes with all the time. And so what I'm talking about with this student is something that she recorded for me, and then I went over and I made notes where there were mistakes. Okay. A couple of these are ones that we talked about the other day. One big problem is the TH sound. So tell me the truth. Your students have trouble with TH? This, yeah. That is a weird sound that's only found in 3 or 4 languages in the world. I have no idea why English chose to use it. A lot of times, if you want to see if somebody's really an American or a foreigner on a TV show, Americans who are pretending to be foreigners can't lose the TH. So the problem with the TH is that the TH is made with the tip of your tongue outside your teeth. It's a really weird sound. So just about 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch with a the, and then you have to blow air. So here I'm going to work with it with Lily. So the TH sound in English is really funny. You make the sound by sticking the tip of your tongue between your teeth. So you have to actually stick your tongue outside your teeth, and then you blow air. So you go, try it. No, it's just the very tip of your tongue, only about like a 1/4 of an inch or even less. So say think. Think. Beautiful. Say this. This. Now go. That's the correct TH sound. So you normally just say that, this. So
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it's difficult here with the.
I think.
I think that's for me.
And so she was able to get this. But just because I've taught something doesn't mean that she's going to have it forever. That's not the way language learning works.
Difficult to also do a good pronunciation and to read correctly.
Absolutely. And so with pronunciation, what you need to do is you need to practice when you're not communicating. Nobody can talk and think about their pronunciation at the same time. That's impossible. Right, because sometimes students think, oh, I've got all these things that Debbie or Betty showed me, and I'm trying to talk, and I have to get it all together, and yeah, no, it's not going to work. When students are in a lesson with you, when they're working on something you've recorded for them, that's when they practice. And when they go out into the world, they're just going to communicate. Little by little, the two things will kind of converge. So instead, during practice sessions with your teacher, by yourself, you're going to practice. Now, the good news about TH is that there's only about 8 words that use it. This, that, these, those, them. But those words are really, really popular. They're some of the 100 most frequent words. So you will get a lot of practice. So that's the first sound I wanted to talk to you about. So let's take a look. 8 really small things. You try it. 8
really small things.
Things, okay. Say this is great.
This is great.
No, this.
This.
Beautiful, okay. This is good.
This is good.
Say this one or that one.
This one or that one.
No. Okay, so you have to really hold.
Tough.
I know it's tough. So you have to be able to hold. So as much as possible, you want to adopt a playful attitude as the student works with the sounds. So this is what Lily and I were talking about, what she does in customer service. And so I took the topic from something that she was interested in. And so then she found an article and sent it to me. And I asked her to record it. And then after that, I went through and I marked off, mostly for myself, things that I wanted to work with her about. And there's all kinds of things marked on this. This is for me. The version I'm going to give to her has way less marked on it. But if I don't know what the problems are, it's kind of hard to see what they are. And so I'll do some triage. But the TH, for almost everybody, is a big deal. One problem that you had throughout the article was your P's and T's and K's. So Israeli speakers will say, you know, Paul took this, and then I went and I had time to go to Tel Aviv, and it was very cool. And so the English P, T, and K all have a little puff of air. Paul, or Tom, or kitten. And so you'll see me working with Lily here. I'll be asking her to actually feel that puff of air. I don't know if we talked last time, when you say pa or ta or ka, it always has a puff of air.
Yeah.
So you're saying by paying attention, and then later on you say people, and you say people. You just had a lot of words with people, but instead it has to be people. So put your hand in front of your face and say people. People. You got it. Paul put peaches on the, I don't know. Paul put peaches with Polly.
Paul put peaches with Polly.
Nah, peaches with Polly.
Peaches with Polly.
Yeah, it's the same thing with T. Tom took 10 tomatoes.
Tom took 10 tomatoes.
Half and half. So you gotta, if you had a piece of paper in front of your face, would go, Tom took 10 tomatoes. You try it. You have a piece of paper there?
Yeah. Tom took What's the
10 tomatoes.
10 tomatoes?
Okay. And ideally, I would have a set of sentences and Lily would have the same set of sentences, and I wouldn't be coming up with them on the spot. Now, this P, T, and K problem is something which Israeli students from the beginning to the most advanced often have trouble with. And it makes it, you want to go for quick wins, you want to go for that 80-20 rule. The TH and the PT and K, those are really, really big. Those will change the way a person is perceived really, really quickly. Let's take a look at a couple other things here. I want to look at word linking. So I'm going to try and bring this up. Linking. I think Marla will confirm that I was much better with with my screen sharing on the first one, wasn't I, Marla?
You were, and it just goes to show there's a certain bit of serendipity in these technologies.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let me see what I can share here. Stop share, new share. Okay, so either of you take French in high school, Spanish? Okay, French teachers always talk about liaison, linking. One of the reasons that people often sound choppy in English is because they don't link words together. Really, really nicely, the rules for linking in English are very, very predictable. So I'm gonna just move this over here, bump up my screen. So if I have a word that ends in a consonant, and the next word starts with a vowel, I'm gonna link. And I'm not talking here about a vowel letter. I'm talking about a vowel sound. I'm not talking about a consonant letter. I'm talking about a consonant sound. So in English, if a word ends with a consonant sound, and the next word starts with a vowel, it's going to link. So with a little phrase, my name is, this name is going to link together. If I have because I've, okay, what's the last sound in the word because? Not the last letter, but the last sound. Zzz. Okay, so consonant. And you do need to explain to your students for this, what's a consonant, what's a vowel? Vowels are sounds that don't stop the flow of air in any way. And consonants kind of stop the flow of air somehow. So we're going to say because I've. And so we're going to link over here with a Z sound. So in this little phrase, pick up on the American intonation, what do you think links together? Which words link? When I've got a word that ends in a consonant and the next word starts with a vowel, I'm talking about a consonant sound and a vowel sound, then we're going to link together. So okay. Pick up, and it's going to sound like like the K kind of jumps across. So right. We're going to pick up, upon, right?
Right.
How about on the? No, consonant. Oh, right. Leave it alone. Right. American intonation.
Intonation, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's going to sound like nintonation. American intonation.
Can you explain what you mean by linking?
Sure. We don't talk word by word. When I first started talking French or Hebrew or other languages, I'm working so hard that I kind of I hope I can put the words out. And your students are the same way. When they read English, when they speak English, they don't connect the words together. But connecting the words together is one of the things that make people sound really, really good. And there's only 3 rules, and it's really easy for you to show them, and it's really easy for them to do. So the idea here is if a word like, let's take sell it. What's the last sound in sell? L, consonant. Okay. What's the first sound in it? Vowel. Does it link? Of course. Sell it.
Sell it.
But if I have go back, what's the last sound in go?
Oh,
Vowel. Right? So this is vowel consonant.
Mhm. Don't like.
Consonant plus vowel.
It doesn't like.
Yeah.
so another word for link would be to flow. Would that be another word?
I probably wouldn't use flow because flow could mean all kinds of things, but this is really specifically about how words go together.
I say.
Let me give you one more kind of linking,
Hmm.
and that's vowel, vowel. So words that end in a vowel and start with a vowel are going to link either with a y sound or a w sound. If I have go away, what would you say kind of naturally? Go away. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you add a little w there?
Go away. Yeah.
Go away.
Go away.
Okay. Because it's got an O, I'm going to link with a w. If I have you are, how would you link them? You are. You are. Wouldn't you hear that? You're not going to say you are, but you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if a word ends with a U, it's going to link with a w. If I have stay in, you're going to have a ya, stay in. If I have 3 of them, I'm going to link with a ya, 3 of them. So this is a lot of info here, but the way you work with students on this part is to give them a text, a dialogue, or anything, and see what they would link. What would you guys do with this one? So let's start over here. And this is not a text I'd necessarily use with anybody but an advanced student.
Don't manifest.
Okay, this was actually with a really advanced student. It was a text that he had found. Okay, so what links? Yeah, so this is, so consonant, consonant, don't do anything.
How it.
How it. Yeah, consonant, consonant. I decide. Vowel, consonant? Nope.
Nope.
Decide, duh, tuh, nope.
No.
Okay, how about over here? As I. Right?
Right.
Okay. And over here, there is. But we talked about a couple of things. We talked about having a key word to look at which vowel, how to clarify a vowel for a student. And one of the things that I'll send you is a little vowel test. It's a set of sentences that you can have the students read, because it's really hard when you're just listening to kind of catch which sound is wrong. But if your student reads these sentences or these words, you'll say, oh yeah, they're saying pink, grin. And you can mark, and then you can say, oh yeah, these are the ones that I have to focus on. We talked a little bit about linking, and we said that consonant plus vowel links, vowel plus vowel links, and And then we also talked about something else, which I can't for the life of me remember. What was the other thing? There was something. Marla, anybody? I'm
With
sure
the
it's really.
TH, right?
The
The
TH.
TH.
Oh, the
Right.
TH, right. And I'll send you out a little TH exercise. Again, there's only this, that, these, them, those. There's only about 8 words that use it, but they're
Huh.
super high frequency. And we talked about the p, t, and k. So I'll send you an exercise on that you can work with your students. Let me stop here and see if you guys have any questions. Which of these do you think you could use right away?
I have
Yeah.
a quick question. If the student not familiar with all the consonants, the vowels maybe, but the consonants, do you have a quick link for consonants and how they can learn them?
You mean what the sounds are for each of the consonants, or?
Yes, what the sounds are and what the, yes.
With the sounds and the spelling.
Yeah. If not, don't worry, we'll
Oh,
find.
no. That's if you have kids who went to an American school, you know how bad the English spelling system is.
Without knowing the consonants, and you tell them, well, the consonants link with this vowel, then they don't know what you're talking about.
A vowel is just a sound where the air flows out completely. E, O, and a consonant is something where you kind of stop the air in some way. So if you're just kind of singing, it's a vowel. If you're stopping the flow of air somehow, it's a consonant. Okay, Betty Ann, it was a pleasure.
It really was wonderful. This was terrific, Bob. And may I ask where you're located?
I'm in New Jersey, and it's not my fault.
I'm a Philly girl, so I understand the apology. And where are you from, Deborah?
Oh, I'm in Jerusalem.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't this? It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Deborah, anything I can answer for you real quick?
No, it's so funny because the only thing I really was going to ask you in advance that I didn't was like all about this linking. So this is perfect for me.
Okay, I will send you out a handout which will go through this more slowly.
Okay.
What you'll find with linking is that it's really predictable.
Uh-huh.
And
see, I was just calling it slurring. So linking is a nicer word.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't want to tell my student he was slurring his words. So linking sort of makes it better. So.
That works. Okay. Anyway, in a couple of days, I'll send out a handout to you with some resources.
Thank you.
And it was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Happy Labor Day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.